This is Jenny. She's my 8-year-old foster girl. She's a lab mix. She's heartworm positive. She has her gray little senior hairs on her face. She's so cute. She's such a good girl. She plays with these 8-month-old pups like it's nothing. Shows them what's up. She has more energy than my 5-year-old dog. She's a healer Australian Shepherd mix, and she's the laziest dog ever. Jenny has so much more energy than she does for being 8. It's crazy. Her tail's always wagging. She's always so happy. You can't help but smile at her because she's just happy to be around. She's just happy to hang out. She sleeps in bed with me at night. That didn't take very long to get to that point. She doesn't like her kennel, and I can't blame her. She was at a rescue in Texas for 4 years. She is kept in an outdoor pen there, like most of the rescue dogs are, because the fosters there have like a lot of dogs, like 10 or more. Some of them are in the 20s, 30s for dogs that they are taking care of. So Jenny was there for 4 years. I almost adopted her over a year ago. I saw her picture and I applied for her and a couple other dogs just because I couldn't pick. Kind of wanted them to pick for me, like who needs it the most? But then my other girl, the healer mix, I saw her picture and her description reminded me of my old dog that had just passed away. So I decided to adopt her instead of Jenny. I was like, Jenny's like a purebred like black lab, like she'll get adopted in no time. Anyways, didn't see her picture for a while, so I thought maybe she got adopted. So I was happy for her. And then about a month or two ago, a picture popped up again that she was still looking for a home. So I was like, oh my god, it's Jenny, like can I foster her? I'll find her a home here in the Maritimes. They do a transport every about 6 weeks. They take dogs from Texas to the Maritimes in New Brunswick. Yeah, so I'm fostering the 3 pups. One's up there, the other one's laying on the couch, I think. And Jenny. So Jenny is heartworm positive. Something we don't really see here, something people aren't educated on here, something our vets think is basically a death sentence, which is so far from the truth. It's not a death sentence. My girl, the healer mix, she also was heartworm positive. So she was on her medication. Rescue sent all the medication with her. That was fine and dandy. After 6 months after she finished her meds, she went for her heartworm test at my vet and she was negative. So she's good to go. She was a very slight positive, but Miss Jenny has been positive for 2.5 years. She tested positive 2.5 years ago. They did a round of medication with her, and now before she came to transport, they tested her again, and she's still positive. So they sent all her meds, the same meds that my dog was on, with an additional one. So she's on the doxycycline, and then she'll be on the ivermectin, if I'm saying that right. I don't really remember. So yeah, she's on her meds, so hopefully in about I think 8 months from now, hopefully she will test negative. It's the new kind of medication. It's not the fast kill that can be kind of hard, and she's a senior, she's 8, so we don't really want to do that to her. So we're trying the new slow kill method that's actually pretty fast, kills the bacteria and shortens the lifespan of the heartworms. So that's why it takes a little longer for her test to come back negative too. It's more like 8 to 9 months, and she'll be tested monthly until she is negative. So yeah, she's had 2 applications in already, and on her bio that I post, it says she's heartworm positive, it has her age, it has all of her information that they need to know. Look at that face. So 2 different people have applied for her so far. The first person, I haven't heard from them, so we're guessing it's a no. I don't know why. The second person, she was like, oh, I want to talk to my vet about heartworm, and just to see what they have to say about it. So I had given her a little bit of information on heartworm. I said, whenever my girl had heartworm, that gave me a lot of information sheets to take home, and I told this lady hey, I have these information sheets that my vet had given me, I can send them to you just for extra education, because my vet was great. They weren't oh my god, heartworm. It was
okay, she has heartworm. She's on these medications, like, that's great, the rescue gave you those, that's awesome. Come back 6 months after she's done taking the meds and we'll do a test on her. And I was like, okay, perfect, good to go, like, that was it. So they sent me the sheets and I said I'd give them to this lady because Miss Jenny has heartworm, she was interested in her. And then yeah, so after the phone call with her vet advised against the adoption, the lady was like, I was already thinking about saying no for the adoption because of the heartworm positive situation. So obviously this is very discouraging for me and everybody who rescues dogs from these areas that desperately need all the help they can get when it comes to their homeless dogs and dogs in shelters and dogs being euthanized. Very, very, very discouraging. I had another adoption not go through on one of the pups, and they're all heartworm negative, and they're puppies. Like, they don't have heartworm. They're fine. They've been in rescue their whole lives. They would have been on, like, preventative measures for it. Like, they're negative, and they're going to stay negative. They also have to go for their test after 6 months, but they're negative. So yeah, just very, very discouraging. I mean, she's 8, and I said to the lady, she's worried about her being palliative pretty soon, and I was like, well, I mean, she's 8, she's a senior, she's coming on to the end as it is, even if she wasn't heartworm positive. She's so healthy though, like, she's in such good shape. So I was like, she probably only has like another like maybe 4 to 5 years left anyways, like she might make it to like being 12. Yeah, I was like, why would you apply to adopt a senior dog if you didn't want to have to deal with health problems, especially when it's heartworm positive too. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but like, it is something to be like mindful of. Like, she is 8, and then the lady's like, actually labs only have a lifespan of 10 to 12 years. And I was like, okay, but that proves my point like more. Like, why would you apply for a senior dog if you don't want to deal with senior dog problems and having to lose your dog kind of soon? Like, anyway, so I was like, well, if no one's gonna step up and give her the best couple years of her life that she has left, then I'll do it, because she's perfect. She is perfect, and she deserves the best. And look at her, she just wants to hang out, just cuddle, lay on the couch. You got a hair in your eye, baby. She's so good.